Welcome to Nonesuch River Brewing. Hey, how are ya?
How you doing?
Great, thanks. Would you like something to drink?
Yeah, I'll have a Nonesuch. Nonesuch!
Nonesuch, brought to you by the Holy Donut.
I started homebrewing in my kitchen about 20 years ago, and then I moved out to my garage after I got married, because that's where you get to go, and started brewing out there and just really loved it. I'm originally from Colorado, and was pretty much drinking Keystone Light and all the $2.99 six-pack sort of things you could get out there. And I moved out here in '96, and just a great craft brew scene. We had things like Katahdin Gold and Carabasset Valley Beer and Shipyard and all these Gritties, Gearys, all these things that I'd never even been exposed to, and I loved it. So I bought my first kit and found a friend who shared an equal love of drinking good beer and making it, and we started brewing together for 17 years or so, and got pretty serious about it about 9 years ago. We'd be in the garage brewing, and we'd be like, wouldn't that be great if this is just our job? And so we started an LLC a while ago, and started looking for the pieces to come together. And my first batch was god-awful. It was a brown ale that just was absolutely undrinkable. But I got through it. My second batch was a cherry stout, which was delicious. The best part about starting out homebrewing is you were able to brew a lot of different beer without much risk. If I brewed a cantaloupe stout at home and it turned out just god-awful, I'm out $88. And I know not to do that again from the scientific standpoint. Tim was on one of the hockey teams with us and brought up a growler of beer to him, well, to one of our weekends away. We were at the Samoset for a hockey tournament. We've known each other around town, and our kids are roughly the same age. We'd hung out at other tournaments, but hadn't really had the opportunity to go out and do adult things. And this hockey tournament, there were quite a lot of adult things happening, and I brought some growlers to help out with that. And
so many adult things that were not allowed back at the Samoset.
right, yeah, we tried to book the next year, and
yeah, we weren't welcome.
Not for you guys. Started pouring beer, and Tim's like, "Holy crap, that's great stuff. Where'd you get that?" And I'm like, "My garage." So we started a little beer love affair together, and he came up to me after one of the games and said, "So are you really serious about doing this? You've been talking about this for years. You serious about actually doing this?"
Yeah, I've talked about a lot of interesting projects with a lot of people, and most people just like to talk. And I like to do stuff. And I thought this was a great opportunity to do something really cool that I've been thinking about for a long time. The town needs something like this.
Moved back from San Francisco as a restaurant operator out there. My brother was coaching football with Michael, and Michael had a great idea to open up a brewery with Tim over here, and they needed some guy to help run the restaurant. And so my brother said, well, my brother knows how to run a restaurant, and we got together for a beer. Came up with a plan and started the restaurant.
With over 15 years of field experience, TRB Electric is a fully licensed and insured contractor offering services in the fields of craft brewing and distilling equipment systems, generators, heat pumps, security camera systems, energy efficient upgrades, and more. craft brewers, we have extensive knowledge of the brewing process to help you with your electrical needs. Based out of Westbrook, TRB Electric is a proud supporter of local businesses and are proud to have served many residential and commercial projects. Head to our website or give TRB Electric a call today.
At Marvin Design Gallery by Eldridge Lumber, we're here to help you through every step of your window and door project.
From design to installation.
The team at Eldridge Lumber and the Marvin Design Gallery was so helpful when we decided to remodel our home. We couldn't be happier with our Integrity windows.
The fact that Marvin Design Gallery was my one place for both design and installation was really big for me. I would highly recommend Eldridge Lumber for anyone looking for both installation and design ideas.
Visit us at our Portland showroom and see the Marvin difference today.
So the Nonesuch River connects the 5 main communities in Scarborough over the last couple hundred years. The name Nonesuch is, from what we gather, you can't really tell where it starts and you can't really tell where it ends because it flows into the marsh. And there's a lot of little headwaters way up on the Saco-Scarborough town line. And it kind of meanders around the whole entire town, taking a very indirect path to the ocean. And it's right in our backyard. When we wanted to create this, we wanted a place for the community to come together. And the Nonesuch River was kind of that back in early times. It kind of connected the 5 major townships and communities of Scarborough. And we wanted to reunite them in this beautiful building with this great food and wonderful beer. This site was relatively infamous in the town of Scarborough, being known for one of the most dilapidated buildings in the town. There was debris, old antiques, trailers, lobster traps, broken down vehicles. You get the idea. We bought the property and we tore the building down and cleaned up all the mess in the yard. And then we started with our site work. We started digging in the clay and then putting in our foundation, and then the building went up from there. There was a lot of clay in the ground, and during the course of the excavation, there happened to be a potter that lives in Scarborough who drove by and asked us if we needed to get rid of some clay, which was kind of a joke because we had more than we could ever get rid of. I delivered some over to his house, dumped about 3,000 pounds of clay in his front yard, and then he asked us if we would like some mugs made up. So he proceeded to go to work and do a couple designs out of our clay, and this is kind of what came back of it. So that was a nice local relationship that we're proud of.
I got in contact with Nonesuch through, they were doing tastings out of Michael's place when they were getting going. I had gone by when they were breaking ground on the construction site, and I saw all this marine clay is what we call it, and looking at it, and it's like, you guys mind if I take some? Because I thought I could use it. All the pots are hand thrown that I make for them, and actually all the pots I make in general are all hand thrown. Nonesuch is my first customer. And literally is that I approached them, and because I used to do this for a living, and they've been great. Basically, I showed them some different prototypes, different styles, and some different glaze options. And so then we narrowed the steins down to what style they liked. They love the idea that it's all handmade, that there is, even though it's, they're pretty close in size, there's a variety, even in the color, depending on how the firing is or where the pot is in the kiln. That changes the color based on the airflow and the gas flow in the kilns. So they've actually embraced the variety. It's close, but not all exact. Each one's individual. So, and they appreciate the arts. They appreciate the local. They've been great to work with.
I've been building for the past 15 years, and I'm always gathering ideas from past projects, putting them together, making sense of what works and what doesn't work, what's efficient and what's not. And I put a lot of those to the test when I built my house 3 years ago, and I used a lot of those same ideas and principles building and designing this.
So picture 3 guys in the dead of Maine winter. It's, what, 20 degrees out there on some of your colder days?
Yeah.
3 guys erecting all of these beams with nothing but straps, a tractor, and good old-fashioned Yankee know-how. And I'd be at my warm job in healthcare, and I'd call up Tim at the end of the day. I'm like, geez, I just walked to my car, and it's like really cold out. And I was outside for like almost 3 minutes getting to my car. And Tim's like, ghost. He'd be like, I've been out here for 10 hours and click.
We wanted to have a large open space that could be compartmentalized. For instance, we have a second floor mezzanine, which is great for private functions. We have an outside second floor deck. And then we also have the main area around the bar and the open kitchen, which provides a more festive atmosphere. That also overlooks the brewery, which is located in the basement on the lower level.
So welcome to Nonesuch River Brewing. We'll walk you through the process and tell you what all this crazy stainless steel does. We've got a 15-barrel system, so we can brew batches of about 465 gallons per batch. And to put that into perspective, if you wanted to join the batch club and try and drink a batch of beer in a year, you'd need to drink 12 beers a day, 365 days to get through that much.
Where do I sign?
We had about 50 pounds of hops in our IPA, about 10 pounds in our blonde. So when you taste the IPA, you'll be like, oh, I can taste the hop bomb. When you taste the blonde, you just taste the melding of it. What yeast does is it eats sugar, and it has a byproduct of CO2 and booze. A brewer can make wort, yeast makes beer. So that's where the magic really happens.
From my understanding, this is Scarborough's only brewery?
First and only.
We are, as far as I can see, there's never been a brewery in the city limits of Scarborough for 380 years. Some people come in and they're like, well, I'm expecting pub food, but we've got a culinary trained chef who's running the kitchen, and we've got some horsepower back there. So we like to say, instead of a brew pub, we're a restaurant with a commercial brewery on site.
But is it like 7 days a week for you?
It's strange. I lose track of the days. I know it's Saturday because it's busier, but it doesn't really matter. It's not like, oh, I've got to go to work Sunday. I don't have that dread anymore.
I didn't even know, I thought this was just a brewery. I didn't even know you were a restaurant.
It's a nice surprise.
Yeah, walking by the open kitchen too. That food looks really good.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
We were like, those burgers look delicious.
Right.
Yeah.
I believe that man has a primal instinctual need to eat smoky charred meat off of a bone. And there's something about that that just brings out his inner caveman. It's not just a way of cooking more than it is a lifestyle. Nobody ever says, come on over on Friday and we're going to have salad. Barbecue is America's cuisine.
With over 80 years of service to builders and homeowners in southern Maine and the advantage of $1 billion in national buying power, there's no wonder Eldridge Lumber is the fastest growing lumber yard in the Northeast. We offer delivery to job sites as far away as Massachusetts and Vermont, and our experienced staff offers estimations, consultation, design assistance, installation, and more. Visit us at our York or Portland locations and let us help you build your dream home today. Or visit us online at eldridgelumber.com.
Maine is the highest per capita in the whole country as far as breweries go, and I have a background. I used to work at Casco Bay Brewing Company back in the 90s when Michael moved to Maine, and I was part of that first craft beer renaissance working with them. And I've always had a passion for beer. I spent some time over in Europe, Germany and Ireland, and learned what good beers is supposed to taste like, and wanted to be part of that when I came back to the States. And then after hooking up with Michael and finding out the kind of beer that he made, and there was definitely a niche for it, and we started planning. We spent a lot of time talking and planning and talking and drinking beer, and then we realized that we needed a food component, and we didn't want to be a tasting room. This town needs more than that. So we started looking for a restaurateur, and we're fortunate enough that Jeff moved back from San Francisco at just the right time.
I had already heard about these guys. I came back from San Francisco and I was managing Applebee's, and the manager, husband, was working with Michael, and she's asking me, well, you used to own restaurants in San Francisco. Aren't you gonna ever do something on your own? It's like, oh, I'd love to open a restaurant in Scarborough. I think Scarborough's the community that's missing the niche, and they need great food, they need a good dining facility, and she brought up these guys. My friend they're trying to open up a brewery and restaurant in Scarborough, but they are? Oh man, I gotta get working faster to get open first, because they're gonna kill it if that's what they're doing. Literally a week after I had dinner with them and we were talking about that, my brother calls me. I gave these two guys your number. I coach football with Michael, he's a great guy, I guess he brews beer. They want to open up a brewery and restaurant. I just suggested you could consult with them. They called me, we met at the Great Lost Bear, ordered some pints. I remember Michael being like, I don't think this is the beer I ordered. I'd be like, whoa, this guy's serious. But I think it was pint 2, maybe pint 3. I was, I gotta do this with you guys. I gotta do this with you guys. You know?
It turned out to be a perfect fit.
It's been a blast. The community support, we're busy. Can't ask for anything better than being busy and the community being behind you about it. And then we've really lucked out with a great staff. Great guys in the kitchen, busting out all the work. Front of the house are all fantastic servers, hosts, bartenders. So it makes my job easier when you have great people, and then makes it fun too. So we've kind of done a little take on wanting to get great food, all made from scratch, and a little bit of a twist on some pub items. We do have beer, and we are a brewery. We wanted to focus on local, fresh food, putting some twists on things, and just making it really good. We've been having great feedback. Great feedback on the food, they love the food. Great feedback on the beer is unbelievable. It's easy to drink. The atmosphere, the building is just aesthetically amazing. And everyone comments on those 3 things every time they walk in the door. When I'm not here, which isn't very much, not really sleep, but I do have 2 small children and a wife, and love to play with my kids if I get that chance. And then I do play hockey in the mornings with Tim. We're usually finishing up around 6:30 playing hockey, but it's been great. He's a competitor, and you can tell he's a competitor just building this building and then not on the ice. And And it's fun whether playing against them or playing with them. It's non-contact sport, hockey. It's really nice and easy and relaxing. And we really try not to hurt each other. Yes, that's the goal is to not hurt each other and to relieve some of our stress.
We are at the Holy Donut in Scarborough, Maine. We are an old-fashioned donut shop. We specialize in high-quality coffee and handmade donuts from scratch. The Holy Donut is a family business. We started in a small way out of my kitchen, making donuts with Maine potatoes. We now have 3 locations, 2 in Portland and 1 in Scarborough, and we still do everything in the same way and the old-fashioned way, which is from scratch and by hand.
With over 15 years of field experience, TRB Electric is a fully licensed and insured contractor offering services in the fields of craft brewing and distilling equipment systems, generators, heat pumps, security camera systems, energy efficient upgrades, and more. Craft brewers, we have extensive knowledge of the brewing process to help you with your electrical needs. Based out of Westbrook, TRB Electric is a proud supporter of local businesses and are proud to have served many residential and commercial projects. Head to our website or give TRB Electric a call today.
Our energy is why we're successful. Our chemistry is why we're successful. Because we get along, we're excited, we're positive, we're happy, we're treating everybody the same way. It goes right down to them. We can take a little credit for it, but we're just fortunate too that they're the people they are. And our staff is positive and happy and excited, and they show up and they work really hard, and we can't give up. Like, we can't stop at all because we got them driving the train too.
During the planning process, so we're open now, but there was 2.5 years of us having to work together and work through ideas and work through
writing a business
conflicts and I want that, I see it going that way, you want it that way, we gotta figure it out, and we've yelled at each other a couple times and we've hugged a lot more times than that, and so.
We never took it personally.
Well, 3 is a good number too.
It is.
3 is better than 2 and it's better than 4.
Yep. Can't team up.
We all have our own unique specialties that we bring to the table. Obviously, I'm not going to tell Jeff how to run his special menus, and I'm not going to tell Michael how to brew his beer. And we all have our.
I'm going to tell him how to swing a hammer.
Right. We all have our own roles, and they overlap a little bit, but not a whole lot.
And we all respect each other's roles really well, and enjoy learning about each other's roles. And so it's really a match made in heaven.
It is. It turned out to be a perfect fit. It couldn't. This team that we put together, it couldn't be better. I don't think I could have better partners that are more committed to making this happen. Obviously, with Jeff's experience in the restaurant and Michael's experience in the brewing, it was a perfect fit.
And the building that this guy built, man. I mean, people say, "Wow," from the street. What is that place? They come in here. What is this place? I just saw the building. Well, we're a brewery and restaurant. Oh, I can eat here? Yeah, well, come on in, try the beer. Also, gotta mention one of the greatest feelings about opening a business like this, in a restaurant, in a community like this, is we created 50 jobs. What a great feeling that is, that we can give back. And we've got high school students that are hosting and running and bussing and working dish, and they're fantastic.
Yeah, like Jeff said, it all starts from the top, and we're here all the time, constantly, overlapping shifts. Jeff's here all the time. Michael and I come, go, and it's good that the employees see us being part of this. We're not just absentee owners. We're invested in this. We care about this. We care about them, and we're only going to be as successful as they are. So it's important that we support them. And give them all the tools they need to be successful. We've had tremendous feedback. A lot of people come in and it's like, this is just what the town needed. They needed something that is theirs, and they don't have to drive too far. It's conveniently located halfway between the schools and their house and the shopping and everything. So it's a good local gathering spot, and the feedback has just been unbelievable.
Some of our biggest supporters are our founding members, the ones that seeded us to get this thing going. So it's even better that majority of them live right here in Scarborough. They can bring their families here. They can enjoy something that they're a part of. It's been awesome in that sense.
I feel a great responsibility to the community. We've built this here, and we want to do what's right for the community. We want to eventually be in a position where we've got a great budget to be able to give to the youth football league and give to the Little League baseball and hockey and all those organizations, give back to the community. But from a brewing standpoint, I really like our beers, and the rest of my life will be chasing perfection in the beers that I offer for our hometown folks, so that they can come in and that's my blonde. I'm from Scarborough, and this was our first brewery here, and this is our place, and that's my beer. And I want to make sure that I'm always putting as much effort as I possibly can into making the best product for our folks, and I'm sure Jeff is the same, and Tim put that same kind of care into building this building, which should stand here well beyond
long after we're gone.
Our family names. When we initially started the push to get this going, and we needed to go to the town planning board, and in order to go to that town planning board meeting, we had to have architectural renderings, we had to have site work, we had to have all the engineering stuff all done, and it was a crap ton of money to just get to the planning board to get a yes or a no. There's no guarantees at that point, but so we were into it for a bit. So we all looked at our network around town and put out there to people that we knew an investment opportunity in Nonesuch River Brewing, and we got such great support from 25 of our local folks that this wouldn't be here if those folks wouldn't have stepped up and believed 3 of us with an idea, a dream, and a drawing, and forked over
Significant amount of money.
Cold hard cash for us
to fund us, to get the ball rolling.
So without those folks, this wouldn't have happened, because we wouldn't have been able to get to the town planning board, and we wouldn't have been able to show them what we needed to show them to get approval for this.
An idea written on paper.
Yep.
There you go.
Hey, we're 3 guys, and here's our story.
We had an 80-page business plan that we took about 3 months for us to write, and that's how it started.
Here's to just a crap ton of hard work and a lot more to come.
Good beer, good food, great building.
There we go.
Cheers.
Cheers.